Why'd y'all get quiet? Are we all here? Hey, 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 if you're not here, raise your hand. I knew it. I knew it. It's always these clowns over here. Yeah. You teach middle school, you need a raise. And you need a raise. Yes. All right. So, do we know if we're here? All right. Well, hey, listen up. Not a word. If you guys are good listeners, I promise with all my heart, we'll do something fun when we're through, all right? So here's the deal, guys. When I leave here in a few minutes, I have to go to work. And tonight in that room in front of 200,000 people, I will talk about weather. So what do you think we're going to talk about today? Yeah, we're not going to talk about TV or any of that stuff. I don't know anything about this. My background is science and engineering. So it's my job to predict the future. Hey, predicting the future is hard. It really is. What's the weather like right now? Sunny and cold. That's easy. But wait a minute. That doesn't mean it's going to be like that tomorrow or Saturday or next Monday. That's what we do. And the first thing I do, I look at weather data from these weather stations all over the country. At all of these sites, we have cameras. We have a thermometer. We have a hygrometer. Hey, let's talk about water. Water can be a liquid, a solid, or a gas. There's always water in the air, water vapor. We measure that with a hygrometer. And also there's a barometer. Is there air in this room, yes or no? Let's do a science experiment. Everybody breathe in. Breathe out. Wow. We have some emphysema cases in here. We'll call the school nurse in a minute. Hey, you proved it. If there was no air, you couldn't breathe. You can't see it. Ooh, hey, things exist you don't see. There is air in this room. But here's something weird about the air in here. If we could take all the air in this big room and squeeze it to a little ball, it would weigh something. Air weighs a little bit. We measure the weight of the air over us with a barometer. And I put all this information together. I make maps, and I got to tell you guys, I'm really sad. You know why I'm so sad? We're learning that most people cannot find their house on a map. Hey, guys, here's an idea. Learn some geography. What state do you live in? Georgia. Hey, this is the current weather map right here. This is this morning, and we're like right over here. Listen, when the weather is dangerous, we have to use maps, and if you can't find your house on a map, you got a problem, okay? And hey, all my maps have numbers. I love working with numbers and math. When I was in school, it was my favorite subject. I was not the best reader or writer, but man, I could work these math problems. Hey, every number on this map tells me a story about weather. Let's see. Ooh, 30 degrees. This was about 2 hours ago. The green numbers are the dew point. That tells me how much water's in the air. The barometer values are here. Here's a cool map this morning. This is a map that shows me the waves. Sometimes air goes up, sometimes air goes down. Air has waves like the ocean. And hey, when air goes up, the air cools, something happens called condensation. Yeah, and that's when it rains. But wait, when air goes down, it doesn't rain. It crushes the clouds away. I see a lot of waves today. Here's a wave, here's a wave, here's a wave. I have to know where the waves are to figure out what the weather's going to do. And this is what the air is like this morning, 18,000 feet off the ground. That's the best place to see the waves. So here's my question. How do we know what the weather's like 18,000 feet off the ground? Well, twice a day, guess what we get to do? Launch balloons. What gas do you think we put in that balloon? Yeah, we used helium for a long time. Now there's a shortage and it's kind of expensive. A good substitute gas is hydrogen. And every morning we inflate the balloon. Down below the balloon there's an orange parachute on the cord, and he's picking up a little white box. Inside the white box we have weather instruments and a transmitter, and that does all the work. And every morning at 6 o'clock and every evening at 6 o'clock we let these suckers fly from locations all over the country, and on the way up it measures wind and pressure and moisture, all those things we talked about. And listen, guys, a lot of times it rains because of something up there. And if I don't know what's going on up there, I cannot do my job. But there's a little problem here. On the way up, my balloon starts to get what? Big. When it's about 20 miles up, guess what happens? It pops, and the balloon floats all the way down to the ground. Hey, if you guys ever find one of these in your front yard, guess what that means? It means a weather balloon popped over your house, which is kind of cool. We don't get most of these back. Normally, these things wind up in the tops of trees, in the woods, lakes, oceans, but every once in a while, you might find one, and if you ever do, you can keep it, it's okay. Finders keepers, yeah. But if you're nice, there's a little bag in there. You take out the bag, you stick it in there, mail it back for free, we can use it again. Somebody found one on the beach one day. This is all that's left of the balloon, this is the parachute, and that's the little white box that does all the work. It's called the radio sonde. But the balloons pop about 20 miles off the ground. But hey, I got something that goes up higher than 20 miles. What is this? Weather satellite. These are 22,000 miles over the Earth's equator, and every 60 seconds it takes a picture of the planet, and this is what we looked like 4 hours ago. This is too stinking cool. This is our planet 4 hours ago from 22,000 miles over the Earth's equator. This is what we look like this morning. Now, we were still in the dark. Here's the line that's called the Terminator. This is daylight here. This is darkness here. I can see the city lights of Atlanta. I can see Birmingham, Chattanooga, and hey, it's going to rain tonight, late tonight and tomorrow. You know why? I can see it coming because of this, and this is one way we know what the weather's going to do. Hey, I can see storms days before they get here through these satellite pictures. So this is great, guys. Weather satellites show clouds, which is marvelous. But there's one little issue here. Weather satellites show the tops of clouds, and you know what? We don't live on top of a cloud. If you do, you're weird, okay? We live underneath all of this, so I have to have something else to show me what goes on underneath all of this. We have something to do that called radar, and the radar looks like a soccer ball sitting on top of a tower. Hey, people drive by these things all the time. They have no idea what that is. But inside that ball, there's an antenna, and it spins around all day long, shooting out little beams of energy. Hey, if I throw a basketball against a brick wall, what's it going to do? Bounce back. That's what this is doing, but there's no ball and no wall. Beams of energy bouncing off raindrops, and we make maps where the bounces are coming from, and my maps look like that. I was at school yesterday. Guess what some kid said? Some kid said, "Hey, man, dude, that's Minecraft." No. Hey, this is not some video game. Here's what I told that kid. I said, hey, man, dude, that's not Minecraft, that's radar, okay? And you guys need to know how this works. Hey, one day you will be looking at some phone and you will not have me to help you, and it's easy. Do you see gray, blue, and green? Hey, where you see gray, blue, and green, it's barely raining, no big deal. Those are the weak bounces, weak returned energy. The moderate returned energy, it's yellow and orange, that's the moderate rain. And the really heavy returned energy, heaviest rain of all, red and white. Hey, when you see white on these maps, it is raining so hard you can't see across the street. So by glancing at that map and those colors, you can see where it's raining and the intensity of the rain, which is kind of cool. But something bad's going on here. What do you call that violent wind? A what? Tornado. There's a tornado in that storm. Where is it? You need to learn how to do this. Everybody pick out a spot on that map and let's see how you do. Pick out a spot. Tornadoes are small, okay? The tornado in this storm is right there, all right? Most people, they think it's up here in that big red and white blob. They'll go, ooh, James Spann, there's a big red and white blob. That must be a tornado. No, that's heavy rain and hail. And guys, that's good to know it's raining heavily. That's good information. But heavy rain is not dangerous. You are not going to melt when it rains. If you see anybody melting when it rains, call me. I'd like to see that, okay? But in the back of the storm, in the colors of yellow and orange, there is the shape of a hook. At the end of the hook in the circle, there's a little spot of red and white. And hey, there was no heavy rain there. That was the radar beam bouncing off stuff in the tornado, like boards and bricks and glass and nails. And it stayed down for a long time. But here's the good thing about this. We can tell people it's coming. Hey, today we're talking about science. Some of you girls in here. And some of you guys are going to work in science one day. Maybe mine. The science of weather is called meteorology, and here's the great thing about science. We can take the knowledge we have and use it to help other people. Hey, I got some bad news for you guys. Guess what? Life's not about you, and it's sure not about me. We are here to help other people. Hey, guys, if we can tell somebody a tornado's coming and give them time to go to a safe place, that's a good thing. So I throw a basketball against a brick wall, what's it going to do? Wait. What if that brick wall is moving? It's not going to bounce back directly to me. It's going to bounce back here or here based on how the wall is moving. Raindrops are always moving, and my radar beam comes back differently, and we can calculate wind. Hey, here's the same storm. This is wind. Everything green is coming toward the radar. Orange is going away. Here's a really bad tornado. Everybody in here should be able to see it in both frames. This is wind, and this is rain. In the rain, it's at the end of the hook in the white spot, and in the wind is where the colors are touching. Green is inbound, pink is outbound. Here's another bad one. Everybody in here should be able to see it. In the rain, end of the hook, wind is where the colors are touching. We'll talk more about those in a minute, but let's talk about clouds. You know what I like to do when I go outside? I like to look up. Nobody does that anymore. This is what people do now when they go outside. They're looking at the tweeter and all this. Guys, put that thing down. Put the talk down and look up. You're missing some incredible things, all right? Hey, what do you call a cloud sitting on the ground? Fog. If you want to know what it's like to be in a cloud, next time there's a foggy morning, walk outside and you are in a cloud sitting on the ground, okay? Low clouds are called stratus. High clouds are called cirrus. I like cirrus clouds. It never rains from them, never. And there are ice crystals up here. They make for a great sunrise or a sunset, but the ones I really like are called cumulus. They look like little marshmallows, and they get bigger and bigger and taller. When it starts to rain, you call it cumulonimbus. And if you put your phone on time lapse, this is what it looks like on hot summer days around here. Those are cumulus clouds getting bigger and bigger and bigger and taller. This is amazing to me, and these storms can be huge. They can be 50,000 feet tall or higher, and they look like this from a great distance away. Those are storms from 80 miles away. But in a big storm like that, and by the way, this is a process called convection. Some air goes up, some air goes, uh-oh. In the middle, it's crazy. Some of the raindrops are in the updraft, some in the downdraft. They're colliding. They're bumping into each other. And up in the top of the cloud, this is all snow and ice, and they're bumping into each other. And soon you will have a buildup of electrical charges. And after a while, you will have a discharge of electricity that looks like that. Are storms good or bad? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I need a preaching thing. Where's a preaching thing? What's over there? Hey, guys. Can I do a Bible question? Is that legal in here? Okay. How many times did God make water? Once. In the book of what? Genesis. Hey, you know what that means? We use the same water over and over and over. That is called the water. Yeah. And a big part of the water cycle is precipitation. And where we live, most of our precipitation comes from storms. If we don't have these, you can't live here. You can't go to school here. The creeks out here would dry up. The rivers would dry up. The lakes would dry up. There's no water. You have to move. I have to move. That's bad. So storms are good. Guys, they're a blessing. They're a vital part of the water cycle. Got it? Now, what do you call these bright flashes right here? Lightning. Lightning's electricity. I think electricity is good. With no electricity, the TV wouldn't come on. The lights wouldn't come on. Electricity is great. But today when I go to work, guess what I'm not going to do? I'm not going to take my finger and stick it in an electrical socket. If I were to do that, guess what happens? I would turn into a French fry, okay? So I'm not going to do that. So guys, it's not that hard. This is all you need to know about storms. When there's a storm outside, you go where? Yeah, hey, lightning doesn't chase you through the front door, all right? Go into a car, truck, bus, church, house, school, something. Let me show you why you might want to consider going inside. Watch the tree in the middle and see if you see lightning strike that tree about right now. Whoa. And the top of the tree is going to collapse. This is why you don't stay out, you go in. And the way it works, when lightning runs through an air channel, the air heats up in about 1 second to 50,000 degrees Fahrenheit. Hey, when air gets, and by the way, that's hotter than the surface of the sun. When air heats up in 1 second to 50,000 degrees Fahrenheit, it expands so rapidly, there's an explosive noise we call thunder. So that's when you go inside, guys. Do you want to go swimming during a storm? No, Hey, these knuckleheads have no business being out here, all right? That's bad. I don't know. Listen, little ones respect lightning. They hear thunder, they're in. About the time you hit middle school, high school, old people, I don't know what it is. We don't respect it anymore. Hey, I'm afraid of one thing when it comes to weather. Guess what it is? Lightning. Every storm has hundreds of ground strokes, but you just got to get in. And even if it's not raining, I love this picture. This was taken down at Tampa Bay. So the rain is falling under the big cumulonimbus tower, but wait a minute. Where's the lightning? There's no rain over there. I hear this all the time from these high school knuckleheads, nothing personal. Hey, it's not raining, man, so we can stay out here. We'll go in when it rains. Guys, if you hear thunder get in, the rule is 8 miles. 8 miles. 8 miles. If there's lightning within 8 miles, everything outside's got to stop and you get in. And most of you don't know the distance, just when you hear thunder, get in, okay? Now, real quick, sometimes we'll say a storm is severe. There is a severe thunderstorm warning. Most people, they have no idea what that means. That means dangerous. Only 2 things can make a storm severe. One is high wind. This is a storm back in the summer. I love these doorbell cameras. We see everything now. Watch the barbecue grill. The first thing that's going to happen, it's going to go down. But in a minute, the wind's going to gust to about 65 miles per hour. When that happens, watch the tree in the top of the frame about right now. It's down. So one way a storm can be severe, it's high wind, 58 miles per hour or greater. The only other way, little balls of ice. What do you call that? Hail. Most storms have no hail. Every once in a while, you can have little balls of ice, hail, if the updraft is strong and the air on the top of the cloud is cold. But most of the time, hail is like really small. But if it ever gets about the size of a quarter, 1 inch in diameter, that looks like this, we call the storm severe. By the way, this is not hail, this is a Mountain Dew can. That's a great picture. Hey, if you sent that to me, you got it right. We know the size of the can, we can calculate the size of the hail. When hail gets this big, this is no good. All the cars out here, the windshields are going to be shattered. The roof up here is going to be shredded. What kind of a ball is this right here? Softball-sized hail. But while I'm here, I must teach you guys some storm spotting. We do not have enough storm spotters where you live, okay? So let me start with a test question. You look out your window and you see that. Is that a tornado, yes or no? The answer is no. Hey, is there anything happening down at the ground? No. If there was a tornado there, stuff would be flying everywhere. This is the back of a storm under the updraft, and that is called a wall cloud. You guys need to know this, okay? Now, a lot of people say, well, wait a minute. If it's not a tornado, then what's the big deal? Here's the deal. This is where tornadoes come from. So if we get a good report of a wall cloud, we can issue a more timely warning and give people more time to go to a safe place. And the only way I know there's a wall cloud out there, it's your eyes, okay? So you're going to report that to me. That is a wall cloud. This is the back of a storm, not the front, but the back. Here's the front. Is that a tornado, yes or no? No. Is there anything happening down here at the water? No. That's a shelf cloud. Hey, these happen all the time in summer, and these storms are not even that bad. This is down at Panama City Beach. That's a shelf cloud, and they're on the front, the leading edge of a storm. So if you're going to report that to me, that's a shelf cloud. This has nothing to do with a tornado, nothing to do with a wall cloud. That's a shelf cloud. Is this a tornado, yes or no? The right answer is no. There is no rotation. Tornadoes rotate rapidly. That thing's not rotating at all. This is called a scud cloud. These happen all the time. They kind of look like tornadoes, but there's no rotation, there's no debris, and it goes away in about 1 minute. But a lot of people are going to get on the social media channels and go, James Spann, I see a tornado. No, you don't. That's a scud cloud. It's harmless. In fact, it's barely raining. That's a little rain shower, okay? Is this a tornado, yes or no? Well, no, hey, it's a sunny day. You got to have a storm to have a tornado. This is a ground-based swirl called a dust devil, okay? This has nothing to do with a tornado. Hey, when I was a kid, all the other kids would run away from that thing. I'm going in. I mean, I would go right into that thing, get all sandblasted and stuff. But that's a ground-based vortex called the dust devil. This is not a tornado. It's a sunny, beautiful day, dust devil, okay? is this a tornado, yes or no? No, nothing on the ground. This is a wall cloud. If you're going to report that to me, that's a wall cloud. Is this a tornado, yes or no? You're good. Now you see the dirt and the debris in the base of the tornado. So storms are good, tornadoes are bad. The only good thing about a tornado, they don't happen a lot. Hey, nobody saw a tornado outside today. You know why? We didn't have one. Hey, you might live to be as old as me and you'll never see one. Never be afraid of tornadoes. It's like fires. Hey, when I was in first grade, a fireman came out and taught us what to do in case of a fire. Stop, drop, and roll. I've never been afraid of a fire since first grade. I'm not afraid of a tornado. We know they're coming. If you know what to do, you're fine. By the way, this is not Georgia. Georgia doesn't look like that. Around here, guess what we have? Hills and trees. And if you don't believe me, walk outside and look. This is in Kansas where they don't have hills and they don't have trees, and their storms are drier. Around here, it rains so much. Rain normally wraps around a tornado. But let me show you one in Kansas last year. This is Andover, Kansas by Wichita, and this is what they do. And by the way, everybody was okay. As bad as it looks, they heard the warning, they knew what to do, they had a plan, they got in a safe place, they're fine. This will probably never happen where you live, but you need to understand them, okay? And by the way, all tornadoes get a number based on the damage they cause. The weakest tornado is an EF0, the biggest is an EF what? 5. That's a 3. Let me show you guys a 3 around here about 2.5 years ago. You can't even see it. This is what they look like here. It's all wrapped in rain, okay? You're not going to see tornadoes around here most of the time, and that's a rain-wrapped EF3. Let me go back 12 years ago. We had a really bad day. Let me show you one. We had 62 tornadoes in one day in Alabama. This is one of them in a town called Cullman. Hey, who is this creeper guy right here? Hey, man, that's you. Hey, I got the easiest job in the world. All I'm doing is standing in front of a green wall in a safe studio, okay? The hard part's being out in the field working this. But this is a bad tornado. This is a 4, guys. Most tornadoes are 0s and 1s. This is a 4. About 18,000 people live there, but they're fine. They heard the warning. They knew what to do. They had a plan. They're fine. The damage was horrible, but hey, we can fix a building. We can fix a church. We can fix a business. We can fix your house. We have to be sure that you're okay. Hey, here's one of our 5s that day. This thing is so big it doesn't even look like a tornado. That is a large wedge EF5. The wind down here is about 205 miles per hour. You have no idea how bad that is. I don't either. I've never been in something like that. But because of the science, we can warn people. Here's that big old EF5 on radar. Watch the hook and the debris ball right there. And that was bad. This one is kind of hard for me to watch. I moved to this town when I started 5th grade. My father abandoned me and my mom when I was 7. He just walked out, never came back, and he never paid child support. And we were broke, low income, and we were hurting. We were dying on the inside. And I have no brothers or sisters. It was me and my mom. And we moved here, and there were some wonderful people that loved us and encouraged us and helped us. And I'll never forget their kindness, so I really don't like to watch this. This is a violent EF4 tornado live on television that day. This is what it looked like on the ground. And by the way, don't you dare do this. Do not go outside with a phone and try and shoot video of a tornado. That's going to get you in big trouble. Hey, life is a series of decisions. Everybody in here has got to make them every day. And you better make more good ones than bad ones. And if you go out here with a phone trying to shoot tornado video, that's a bad one. Your life's not worth it, okay? The wind down here is about 190 miles per hour. This is a little unusual because you could see it. Remember, most tornadoes around here you don't see. And if you look really carefully in the side of the tornado, you'll see parts of buildings being taken up. That's what makes that little hot spot on radar that at the end of the hook. Is a car a good place during a tornado, yes or no? No, no cars. This guy was going to drive right into it, and by the grace of God, he could see it, and he put his car in reverse, and he started to back up, and that saved his life. If he would have kept on going, that would have been really bad. So no cars. And by the way, here's one good thing about tornadoes. Most of them don't last long. Most tornadoes are down for about 5 or 10 minutes, and they're gone. This was different. This was a long-track tornado. This was down for over 2 hours. But later, it got rain-wrapped. This is the same tornado. Now it's all wrapped in rain. You can't see it, but it's back there doing damage. That's what tornadoes look like around here. The only thing you can see are some lightning strikes on the edge of the rain shaft about right now. But if this ever happens to somebody nearby, what are you supposed to do? Go help them. Again, guys, listen up. Life's not about you. It's not about me. It's about helping other people. We took some time and helped some families that were hit by the tornadoes on that day. This kid taught us a lot about life. He was a 5-year-old kindergarten student, and that's his house. He lost his every possession. I don't know what that's like. Now, our house was hit 2.5 years ago. The damage was so bad, but the roof stayed on the house, and we could live there while they fixed it. He didn't have that choice. But you know what? That kid was happy. He was joyous because they're fine. His whole family, they were happy because they heard the warning, they got into a safe place, and they're fine. And they knew that they would get help, and they did. They have a beautiful new house today. Hey, if this ever happens to you, we'll get you a new house, okay? We have to be sure that you're okay. So a tornado's coming. Do not go into a big room. Go into a what? Small room. This house was hit by an EF4, a big one. This guy's fine. He was sitting in the hall. Hey, every hall, closet, bathroom was fine. I took these pictures. I know the stories, okay? Everybody in here's got a hall, closet, or bathroom. Here's a business, and guess where they were? In the hall. They're fine. Now, many of my friends live in trailer homes, and if you do, that's great, but it's like a car. You can't stay there during a tornado. They left. They have a new house today. But the biggest problem we have today, a lot of people don't hear the warnings. You know what some people think? Some people honestly think they're going to hear some siren before a tornado. No, you're not. Whoever told you that? No. You're asleep at 3 in the morning and a tornado's coming, and that's going to wake you up? No. And even at 3 in the afternoon, you can't hear those things. You hear them on a day when they're testing them. So forget that. And sometimes your phone will stop working. I hope everybody in here has one of these, okay? And if you do not have one, you need one. This is called a weather radio. If you don't have one, ask your parents to buy one and be really whiny, okay? Hey, it's like a smoke alarm in your house for a tornado. We have one. And if we have one, you need one. But I hear it all the time. I don't need that. I always hear them sirens. No, you don't. Guys, please. Get a weather radio, okay? So a tornado's coming and you're in the polygon. We use geometric shapes to define the warning. Small room, lowest floor, near the center, no windows, no trailers, and you're going to wear a what? Helmet. Most people that are hurt badly in tornadoes, it's above the shoulders. So by putting on a bicycle helmet, a batting helmet, a football helmet, motorcycle helmet, that makes you so safe. Never be afraid of tornadoes. I mean, I promise you'll probably never have one, but if you ever do, if you do that, you'll be fine, okay? Tornado season here is November through May. What month is this? Ooh. You know, every time we have a tornado around Thanksgiving or Christmas, everybody's, hey, man, we shouldn't be having them this time of the year. Well, this is the season, guys. Now, in the summer, we don't have tornadoes. In the summer, we have these. What's that? Yeah, hurricanes are big. Tornadoes are small. Hurricanes are born over the ocean. Last time I checked, there was no ocean where you live in Cedartown. But there's one not. Hey, guys, you could drive down here about 6 hours. You'll be at the beach. It's not that far away. And the water's got to be warm, about 80 Fahrenheit. So hurricanes happen mainly in the summer and early fall. By the way, you know what ends today is hurricane season. This is the last day of hurricane season. You never have a hurricane in winter because the water's too cold. But this is one last year coming up on Fort Myers, Florida, called Ian. We give them names. We don't name tornadoes. They don't last long enough, but hurricanes can stay out there for days and weeks. Hey, what do you call that hole right there? Eye. Hurricanes have one. People have two. This is one called Ida off the coast of Louisiana, but I got a problem. We don't have weather stations over the ocean. We don't. So I need some help from the United States Air Force. They fly these C-130s right into hurricanes, and this is a bad, nasty, bumpy flight. You do not want to fly with these guys. It's bad. I mean, you can't see anything. The turbulence is severe. And listen, they don't fly over hurricanes. They don't fly around hurricanes. They fly through the middle of them at 10,000 feet. And what they do, they take the little white boxes like we launch on the balloons, but they drop them down the bottom of the aircraft. And on the way down, they measure the wind and the pressure, and they do a great job. These people are American heroes, and they really don't get enough credit. But something really strange is about to happen on this flight. This is south of Louisiana. It's about to get really smooth. They're about to fly into the eye, that little spot where there's no wind and no rain. In a minute, if you look out the window, you'll see some clouds in the distance. The minute you see those clouds, they're in the eye about right now. Boom, they're in the eye. This is too cool. And if you look up, you see blue sky and sunshine in the middle of this big hurricane. That is the eye of a major hurricane as seen from 10,000 feet in a Hurricane Hunter aircraft. I would love to do that one day, as bad as that flight is. So hurricanes happen in summer and early fall, but my favorite season is the coldest one, called what? Yeah. Guess what happens sometimes? Hey. Who likes a snowy day? Come on now. This is looking out my office window. This is 2.5 years ago, February of 2021, okay? By the way, you know something kind of sad? You see all those trees? They're gone. 1 month after that, that EF3 tornado came through there and knocked them all down, but we were blessed. And this was a great day. The roads weren't that bad. We had power. We knew this was coming. I mean, this was a great snow day. By the way, I want to show you guys something. Don't tell anybody I'm showing you this. This probably is illegal. We have a security camera that records everything we do in my office, okay? I want to show you guys what it looks like in a TV weather office when it snows. It looks like this right here, okay? I'm not going to say which one of those guys I am. It's a little crazy. Hey, we're good with tornadoes. We're not that good with snow. We don't get a lot of snow here. We know how to have fun. This clown is sitting on top of a recliner on top of a car hood being pulled behind a truck. What could go wrong here? This was 2.5 years ago. Here's a guy doing the same thing. He's on some surfboard. I mean, I'm telling you guys, we really don't get a lot of snow here, but yeah, we know how to have fun. In the morning it snowed. In this case, you're not going to believe what we found. We found a unicorn right here. That little girl's being pulled behind a four-wheeler on a snow-covered dirt road. They're not going that fast. She's laughing. She's having a good time. But it was so cold. The morning these videos were captured, it was about, I think, 14 degrees. You're not going to believe what this next guy's doing. He's going in. Polar bear plunge. This is not working for me. I mean, no. That is ice water. I mean, this makes no sense. And here's what's weird. This guy gets out of the pool, and he takes off his glasses, and he decides he's going to go right back in. Now, I just don't understand it. But some days are good snow days like that. Some days are bad snow days. Uh-oh. This was 10 years ago, January. Anybody remember this day? Atlanta, Birmingham, it was bad. And listen, and we didn't do good. We didn't do right. We thought the roads were not going to be that bad. Here's what happened. The snow came down, and the snow melted. The ground was warm. It's only about 2 inches of snow, but the air was so cold. The air was 18 Fahrenheit. The snow melt turned into ice. We had a flash freeze. I've never had that in all my years. Normally, when it snows here, it's 30 to 35. And so we had a flash freeze. Everybody left at once, and they got stranded. Some of these people were down there for over 10 hours, running out of gas, getting cold and hungry. Hey, they're burning anything they could burn on the side of the road to stay warm. It's a mess, and we caused it. And this is a reminder, there's a lot of things we don't know, and there's a lot of things we cannot do. I need some of you to get in my science to help us. And I promise with all my heart, by the time you guys get to college, there's going to be a lot to learn. The science of weather, again, is called meteorology. And I think that's one cool thing about my job. I get to learn something every day. Hey, I learned something on that day, but I'll learn something today, and we get to help other people when the weather is dangerous, and I really like that. If you're in 3rd or 4th grade, raise your hand. I need a 3rd or 4th grade volunteer that's smart and good looking. Why'd you put your hands down? What's the matter with you? All right, you, get up here. Move it. Yes, move it. If you're in 7th grade, raise your hand. I need one 7th grade. Yeah, this guy right here. Let's go. Hey, man, I got me a 7th grade volunteer. You're going to come stand right here. All right. So, we're streaming live, by the way, so I have to hold this microphone. What's your name?
Sarah.
Sarah, where do you go to school?
Here.
Good. You're at the right school. What grade are you in?
3rd.
Good. You're in the right place. This is good. Who's your teacher?
Miss Ann.
Where? Where? Is she nice or mean?
Nice.
That's the right answer, and thanks for playing. What's your name?
Cooper.
Cooper. You in the 7th grade?
Yes, sir.
Did the girls love you?
Nah.
I like this guy. Let's say a girl comes up to you and they say, Cooper, what's the way to the TV? How would you point to the TV for a girl? No, you're supposed to go, ma'am, it's that away. You got to, sun's out, guns out. You have a job. You have a job, all right? Now, I'll tell your job in just a minute, all right? Just stand by. What was your name again? Sarah. I'm so sorry. It's Sarah. So what we're going to do is shoot some video. The average number of people that will see this based on the platforms that it will be shown on, it's about 200,000, okay? So before we do this, there are 3 rules, and you, Sarah, have to be sure they follow my rules, okay? Sarah, can you do this? Do it. Wow. By the way, all girls have that feature built in, okay? Now, if you see anybody breaking a rule, let me know. You're not snitching, you're doing your job. You got it? Rule number 1, sit down. Oh, wait, I forgot. Hello, friends. You ladies really need a raise. Weren't they good? They sat there the whole time. They were great. It's the teachers, right? It's all, how are they doing so far?
Good.
Good. Rule number 2, keep your hands to yourself. I do children's worship. And I know in a crowd this big, there is a boy or girl that has not washed their hands since last Christmas, and that's nasty, all right? I don't want that hand around me. That's gross. How are they doing so far?
Good.
Good. Rule number 3, this is the big one. Listen up. Do not, friends, do anything to make your mom angry at me. I don't want your mom calling me up. Mr. James Spann, I was on Facebook or YouTube or something. I was scrolling through, and I saw my precious little angel on that video doing this. I've had that call before. Sarah, one more time. Do it. Wow. All right, Cooper, how you doing, man? You're going to be shooting a video. Now, listen, if you do not like the way you look on this video, it's not my fault. All right? Now, let's review the situation. Does the TV hang on your wall like that or like that? Like that. So whenever we shoot video for TV or what I do, we'd like for it to be like that. So, Cooper, we're going to do it that way today. 2 hands. Tap that red button 1 time. Yeah, man. Tap it 1 time. Everybody wave at the camera. This might be the most number of people that will ever look at you in your life, all right? Nice, slow and steady. Yeah, some of these people in here look a little weird. I think it's all weather-related costumes.
Probably. Hopefully.
All right, tap that red button 1 time. Who teaches this guy? Who's this guy's teacher in here? These got rock-steady hands. This man has the hands of a surgeon. Prep this man for medical school, all right? I'll be like some 100-year-old man. I'll be looking up, there's Cooper cutting on me. Hey, man, remember me from 7th grade? I'm the guy with the steady hands. Hey, we got a problem. This is not good, but I can fix it. You're not on here. Oh, yeah. Old Coop. Old Coop. Man, he's going to get the close-up. This is going to be good. And Sarah, Miss Lightning, ladies and gentlemen. And this is all you got. When she's in high school, her mom's going to pull this out to embarrass her. Now, one more time, y'all wave at me. I'm a little taller. Everybody just wave nicely. No mad moms. No mad moms. Yes. And we must not forget our guests over here. Wow. All right. Hey, guys, this will be on the James Spann YouTube and Facebook channels at 3 o'clock today. It'll be in TV in Birmingham at 5, all right? But we got to get out of here. Thank you guys for coming. Let's give a big hand clap for Sarah and Cooper. Thank you, guys. Good job. Thank you, Sarah. Now, do you guys bring lunch from home? Is that the way it works? Do you have a lunchroom here? You're very fortunate. By the way, and I love public school lunchroom, ladies, but if you ever go to a public school lunchroom, here's one more tip, and I got to go. Never, ever touch the chicken fajitas in a school lunchroom. If you ever see chicken fajitas in a public school lunchroom, immediately run and call 911. The lunchroom ladies have confirmed this, and I love them. They will say that's the lowest chicken meat grade they have to work with. So other than that, it's good. But y'all have a good lunch and a good day. We'll see you on later today on the YouTube. Y'all have a good day, all right? Bye. We are done. It's a wrap. You are now officially finished, and you're going back to class.